Hello, this is Bwana from Bwana.tv, and today I want to talk a little bit about Twitter, and most notably, I'm going to talk about Quotably. I didn't try to make that rhyme, but it did. Quotably is a site that allows you to follow the conversation. One of the aspects of Twitter, which has grown over the years, is that people are starting to use it as a conversational platform. It was originally designed to simply state what you're doing, so it was a blast to the world expecting no response. Since then, it's since evolved into a conversation platform. Quotably was designed to follow the conversation so that you can follow Twitter conversations because as it stands, in any Twitter client or even on a website, it's very difficult to follow conversations with people, especially if you're addressing more than one person who you may or may not be following. So to use Quotably, what you do is you just input your Twitter username. In my case, I'm just going to use Bwana and then click follow. So what we see here is a list of my Quotably threads. So these are all my tweets and people who replied to them. Now, originally I blogged about Quotably and I said while their efforts were noble, it really didn't solve the problem because there is no way you could learn or no way it can know the proper context of every conversation because the only thing it has to go by is the time frames and the time periods and who you're responding to. So if I were to tweet something today and someone were to respond to it tomorrow, it would be totally out of whack. So the time sequence has to be correct. So a lot of people sent feedback to Quotably, and the problem is still there that I described, but they gave you a new mechanism now, which I'm going to talk about, and it's called fix threading, and it's right here. There's a link right next to each tweet called fix threading. So here we see in my thread I'm talking about the Quotably improvements and how I'm going to blog about it, and that's what I'm doing now. And you see there are some people who replied to an earlier tweet of mine. So this is totally out of context. These people are replying to a question I asked about Drupal, and this is totally different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fix the threading, and I'm going to click fix threading here, and a drop down box is available, and it tells me, or it asks me, where does this belong. So I'm going to tell it that this particular thread belongs under that statement, that Twitterverse, what are some of the reasons you do not use Drupal. And then I click fix threading. Now they threw some captchas in here, and as far as I could tell, this is the biggest weakness because I can barely read these, so I have to refresh a couple times. Okay, here's one. Where counter, and once you put that in, you hit confirm rethreading, and it updates, and now this particular entry is in the proper thread. So now I can go back to, let's go back to this particular one again. I'll just refresh my page again. Okay, and I got another one I need to fix, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that one. This is actually a reply to a reply in mine, so I'm going to actually put this one under Daniel Hart's reply, since Wireless Packet was replying to both of us. That will make it more legible. So I'll do fixed threading, and actually I can't do what I described, but that would be a nice feature now, wouldn't it? So I'm going to do fixed threading here. Here we go with the captions again. I can't read them. Saints, there. I don't even know if that's what that says. Let me refresh again. Okay. Handicap promptly. Man, this is supposed to be humanly, well, readable by humans, but I guess I'm not human. And there we go. Now that particular thread is under my appropriate thread. Let me refresh. I may have gotten the captcha wrong. Yeah, that's one of the problems with it. If you get the captcha wrong, it won't put it under there, even though it tells you it does. So I'm gonna put this under this again. Sorry to question your humanness, but unfortunately, we need to make sure you're the real deal. Okay. All right, that's got to be interest and. Okay. So I went back to Wireless Packet now. Let's go back to me. refresh, and it didn't move it. Last time this happened, it's because I got the capture wrong. Let's refresh again. Important Olympic, and it is case sensitive. See, it looks fine here. And I'm going to go back to mine. Okay. So, getting that capture correct is definitely important. And that's one of the drawbacks at this point. But this is a great improvement, especially from where it was before. Now this is much more legible, much more readable. And my threads on Twitter are a lot easier to read, and even things that I reply to. Here's TechCrunch talking about he can't begin to explain how much better Twirl is versus Twitterrific, and I replied amongst the sea of people way down here, and I said, glad you finally found the light. And that's cool. That's very cool. So this is Bwana from Bwana.tv. This is Quotably.com. Give it a try if you're an avid user of Twitter, and see if you can fix your threads and make it easier to follow your conversations. Enjoy.